What's up guys, Chris from Rottweiler Performance here, and today we're going to be installing the Power Commander 5 on my Duke 790. But first, let me show you a clip so that you can better understand how this all came to be. Check this out. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, that was a beast of a bike. That was a Yamaha MT-09. Let's talk about the DynoJet Power Commander 5 from Rottweiler Performance. That's what we're going to be installing today. This is the kit that comes with the dongles and the custom map already pre-configured on the Power Commander 5. So let's jump to the unboxing first so that you know what to expect, and then we'll take it from there. Alright guys, so this is the box you're gonna get from Rottweiler Performance. As you can see, it says custom map in there. So let's open this baby up. Alright, first thing we get is the USB cable. This is the dongles. This is totally necessary, man, and that's why I went with Rottweiler Performance for this kit. Alright, so the next thing you get is product registration. They call it product setup notes. It just tells you a bit of information on what you purchased. The software map file, downloading instructions, and in addition to that, you're gonna actually get the installation instructions. The actual DynoJet Power Commander 5 with all the connectors and thingamajiggle and all that good stuff. You're gonna get some stickers here. You're gonna get some Velcro. You're gonna get some alcohol pad, and then you're gonna get these quick connectors, or quick tap connectors, I think they're called. We're gonna show you what these are for later on the video. Alright guys, so let's get started. Now, the cool thing about it is that you're not going to need some special tools. You can use the actual tools that come with your bike. That's pretty cool. I'm going to be using some power tools, but it's only because I want to make things faster. But that's the only reason why. You can definitely use your toolkit that came with your bike and you should be fine. Let's get this started. Alright guys, so the first thing we want to do is that we want to remove both seats from the bike. The way we do that is obviously use the key here to remove this rear one. And then this one here has two screws right here that we need to remove so that this seat can come off. Alright, since we're going to be working with electronic and connectors and all that good stuff, we want to disconnect the battery. Alright guys, so the next thing we want to do is that we want to remove the gas tank cover. It has a few screws that we need to remove. It has one over here, one on the other side, and then it has 4 in the front. It has one here, and then on the other side, one here and one here. So let's go ahead and remove those. There's a couple of snap-on clips on each side of the cover here that you just kind of, pull on it and it comes right off. You'll see what I mean when I take the cover off. Let's also take these covers off. One on this side and then one on the other side, and then this small cover here comes off with a couple of screws also. One over here and one on the other side. Alright, so now we have to remove the side covers. This left side has 3 screws. There's one over here, there's one here, and then there's one in the bottom right around here. Alright, same thing goes on the right side. It has 3 screws, one here, one over here, one in the bottom, just like the other one. There's one more thing we're gonna need to remove, and that's because of this kit comes with the dongles. So in order to gain access to the connectors for the oxygen sensor, you're gonna have to remove the gas tank. So in order to do that, unplug a couple of connectors here. There's a couple in the bottom that we'll get to those in a minute here. And then also you gotta be very careful because we're gonna have to disconnect the factory ECU. That's really delicate, so be careful when handling those connectors. There's actually a couple of screws. This screw right here, and then there's another one on the other side right there, and that's it. That should be it. a breather hose. You're gonna need to remove that one too. So from here is just a quick connect to disconnect the fuel hose, and it should come right off. There's a couple of hoses that we need to disconnect. One on the left side and then one on the right side. There's a couple of covers more that we need to take off, and that is this canister. This is kind of a cover, but it holds a canister. And then on the other side, there's another cover that is tie wrapped to the harness. Alright guys, so now that we have access to the oxygen sensor connectors, what we're going to do is that we're going to be installing the dongles that came with the kit. Remember, this is only Rottweiler Performance that is doing this so far. Let me fill you in on what the dongles do. The factory ECU, what it actually does is that it uses the oxygen sensors to control the mixture on the bike, right? What we're going to do here is that since we're going to be installing a power commander, we're going to be actually controlling the amount of fuel that is going to go in the bike. Since the factory ECU is going to stay in place, is going to actually try to compensate for those changes that we're going to be making with the power commander. In order to avoid that from happening, what we're going to do is that we're going to actually fake the oxygen sensor signals that are going to come into the factory ECU so that it believes that everything is normal, and then at that point we can fully control the mixture with the power commander. This is definitely something to have if you want to have full control of your bike using the power commanders. Pretty easy to identify the connectors for the oxygen sensor. All you gotta do is just trace the cables from the oxygen sensors all the way up, and you'll see that the connectors are right here. There's one and there's two. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is identify the ignition coil connectors, which are pretty simple to identify because, I mean, all you got to do is just trace the cables from the coils and you're not going to miss them. And then those go connected to the ignition coils connectors of the Power Commander 5. So the next connector we need to identify is this blue connector right here on the left side of the bike, which is the crank positioning sensor, and that one is also going to be tapped with the connectors that come from the Power Commander 5, the white connectors. Now the Power Commander comes with a ground cable, and at this point we can go ahead and route it and connect it to the ground connection here on the bike, which is the closest point to the ground cable. Alright guys, so next the injector cables, which are right here. There's one here and then the other one is right here. Alright guys, so the next and last, these two cables go to the throttle body connector, which is this connector right here. Alright guys, so now that we put the bike together again, there's one more thing I want to do before installing the both of the seats on. I want to connect the Power Commander to the computer, and I want to calibrate the actual throttle on it, because that's one thing that needs to be done for the Power Commander to work correctly. We use that USB cable that came with the Power Commander. It's pretty simple stuff to calibrate that throttle, but it needs to be done. Plug it into the USB port here. Plug it into your PC, laptop, whatever it is that you're using. It should connect right away. So what you want to do is that you want to turn on your bike. Then you want to go on the application. You want to hit the Power Commander tools, then calibrate, then throttle position, and you want to hit the reset button there. That's going to start recording values. So at that point, since the bike is idling, it's going to record the minimum voltage. And then what we need to do here is that we need to open up the throttle, like full throttle, for a split second, so that that maximum voltage is recorded. So let's go ahead and do that. A couple of times just to be on the safe side. Alright, so that maximum value should be recorded now, and all you got to do is just hit the OK button, and that should do the trick. Alright guys, so the next thing is finish installing the seats on the bike, and that should be all for the install. Next, we're gonna take the bike to the dyno and measure the horsepower that we gained from the Power Commander 5 installation and the custom maps from Rottweiler Performance. That's gonna happen on another video, so make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss that video. Now guys, this video is not being sponsored by Rottweiler Performance. I mean, I wish it would, but but it's not. Follow them. I'm gonna put the Instagram link here in the bottom. Make sure you follow them because they are coming out with some really good stuff with the Duke 790. So I hope this video was useful, and there's nothing else to do or say than to take this baby out for a spin. So let's take it for a spin.